During any kind of application development, including OutSystems, distractions, omissions, typos, inconsistencies, and errors will certainly occur. After all, we're not robots. Service Studio offers you a thorough validation feature that will help you catch these issues in development time. The goal of this next lesson is to make you more comfortable using and to better understand the validation mechanisms available. Service Studio provides you with a powerful validation feature that checks your eSpace for consistency. This validation feature is triggered by the following operations: verify, verify and save, run, and one-click publish. Verify and save, run, and one-click publish are multi-step operations, and verify is the very first step of each of them. If it fails, the operation is immediately cancelled. During the validation, messages will be displayed in the lower pane, the one in the bottom of your workspace. You can hover them to read the full message if it's too long. Right-click the message for more options, such as copying the message or hiding a warning. Finally, and most important of all, double-click the message to go to the location that originated that message. You basically have three types of messages. Reminders, they display the content of regular comments with the property isReminder set to yes. Warnings, these are probable errors or typical performance caveats. Please note that although verify can still succeed if there are no errors, you should always, let me repeat, always check them out, because more often than not, they are errors in disguise. And finally, errors. These are inconsistencies that must be fixed. Verify fails, and multi-step operations such as verify and save, run, or one-click publish won't proceed. So what happens when you double-click an error or warning? You go to the location that originated the message. You can take a peek at the eSpace tree to get the sense of where you are. The element that originated the message gets selected, and the property of that element that caused the message also gets selected. Now you just have to read the message carefully to identify the cause and fix it. Let's see the validator in action. I've intentionally tweaked the eSpace to make sure we had some messages to look at. Let's move on right to the verify. And indeed, we have a reminder, some warnings, and an error. Let's start with the warning. Double-click it. As you can see, the reminder message displays the content of a comment element. Common elements are available in the tools tree on the left. What separates them from regular comments is that they have the isReminder property set to yes. In this case, the comment raises a design question about which screen should be the destination after the record is saved. Let's assume the current decision is right and just remove the comment. Next, in our messages, we have a warning. Double-click. Notice that the query element is selected and also the query's category ID input parameter. The message implies that we have some kind of type mismatch between the input parameter definition and the value that was assigned to it. So let's open the query and take a look at the input parameter definition. There it is. The data type is wrong. It should be category identifier. I recommend you retry your verify after each error or warning you fix, because some of the message may be interrelated. Here's an example of that. You had two warnings and now you have none, because both messages were a consequence of the input parameter having the wrong data type. Finally, you have the error. Double-click. The delete category entity action is selected and also the ID input parameter. It seems pretty straightforward. I was just missing a mandatory input parameter. Let's open the expression editor to help us decide which variable should we assign as the input parameter. Let's just think out loud. You're in the delete screen action of the category show screen and you want to delete the current category. The delete category entity action receives as input the identifier of the category you want to delete. Let's check the variables you have in scope. Here it is. The input parameter of the screen is the identifier of the category you're displaying. Perfect. Before you leave the expression editor, you should check if your expression is valid. To do that, you can use the Verify button in the bottom of the form. It seems okay. Let's move on. Retry the Verify, and we're done. Remember that to better manage your workspace, you can always collapse the lower pane when you no longer need it. Help us improve by rating this webinar. You are then ready to move forward on to the next lesson. Please contact us with questions or feedback to training@outsystems.com. Thank you for watching.